But do you think Bloodseeker like kind of covers that up, as we're going to see some very early action here? Virtus.pro asserting clear dominance that they are going to be taking the top bounty runes.
Yeah, I think it'll help a lot actually. So the one thing is, for example, when you have Void Blood or Void Magnus, it's a little bit different because Void doesn't actually lack for damage that much.
Yeah.
His talents help him a lot. What he really lacks for is attack speed. So giving him the cleave, it's nice, but it doesn't really shore up all his problems. Whereas like Bloodseeker has, with Thirst and his talent actually, he's level 10 talent, he just attacks faster, so he's going to utilize the extra damage and cleave a little bit more in these teamfight engagements.
Okay, apparently Virtus.pro are going to back down, and they're going to have to give up 3 bounty runes as a result. Alliance.
Stare down like that sucks.
Yeah. I mean, did Alliance just have that much better level 1?
I don't even know what they have. Lion, SD, Bloodseeker against Earthshaker, Rubik, and what was it, Abba up there?
Yeah.
I guess they thought they were going to lose that. Maybe they thought it would just trade unfavorably.
Yeah, maybe with the Bloodseeker especially. Those early level 1 fights can get out of control, especially since you'd have to stand under the Bloodbright to be able to get the bounty rune.
Yeah, and we're going to see Limp versus No One mid. No One absolutely put on a show yesterday against Gunnar.
See if he can do it again against one of the best European laning mid laners. And Limp is what this guy has always been known for.
Oh yeah, Limp very rarely loses his lane. But the criticism on him has always been he doesn't really know what to do mid-game, or he'll throw a game. But I actually think that being on this new Alliance squad has shored up a lot of that.
What specifically do you think that is? Do you think it's like Fada's leadership? Do you think he's just got a good support crew around him?
I think he just needed direction more than anything. It felt like in his other games, the reason he would throw is because he didn't really know what the team wanted to do. But now it feels like Alliance is a very clear-cut identity. They're a 5-man team. They know how to work around each other. And I feel like if you have that game plan in mind, and that's often what a player will lack, it helps you out so much. Knowing exactly what your team wants to do, there's just less to worry about, less to stress about.
And I think it is kind of an interesting dynamic and an interesting test for Alliance is the fact that Nico Baby is going to be playing much more of the mid-game tempo hero, and Limp is going to have to do the hard carrying here. Whereas for most of Alliance, it's been Nico Baby who's had to, in the end, win the games for them.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest though, I think Nico Baby is just a good carry all around, so
yeah.
I can't imagine he'll have a hard time adapting to this. And for VP, I mean, the Virtus.pro that we saw yesterday, at least for Game 2, it was much better. Game 1, of course, was very shaky, but we'll see what they took away from that series.
OD versus Pop going about even. We do have the top lane resolution missing out on the Fisher block, but they do have the telekinesis. The save is going to be able to get him to the other side of things, but he's stacking up so many blood poisons, and now Save may actually die to the blood right. Does manage to get out of there in time with a Fade Bolt. They're going to turn and fight Fada, being able to get the first blood before Nico Baby claims his life. Save gets the extra goal.
And the damage reduction from the Fade Bolt enables him to get that kill. He knew he was going to get traded out for sure, but getting the first blood is obviously just a little bit more worth.
I always like having Rubik in my lane against Bloodseeker, because it feels like you can actually trade against him, even if he does have a couple of thirst stacks. Fade Bolt damage reduction is just so strong in lane. Meanwhile, our bottom lane is going to be that Morphling babysat by an Abaddon. Solo's just doing the old miscoil spam. And especially for a hero that can take advantage of any sort of heals very efficiently, like Morphling, who can trade out his stats, go full agility and heal up, and then Solo can deny himself. Alliance are going to be a little bit hard-pressed to actually kill or pressure this lane in any other way. They just have to focus on CS. And 33 is doing a great job of that. He's actually top of board right now, 24-0.
That's actually insane.
Yeah, and our Morphling, 11-0. The power of just the level 1 in power, I'm guessing. Just the extra bit of damage. It's allowed him to be able to contest a Morphling, but Hanskin is getting some stacks on him. Almost got the full Curse of Avernus.
I think the problem is this lane is not very strong at all. They have no kill potential.
Toss back, and it looks like the Bloodbright save is hoping to be able to finish him off with just right clicks, but that's thick, and now the healing salve as well. He does manage to cancel the salve and get the Fade Bolt to finish him off, and this time around, Save will stay alive. Nico Baby unable to trade out.
And the boots that he got from the first blood allow him to catch up. But this bottom lane, Lion plus Magnus, actually sounds quite nice just for fighting. As soon as the Lion enters the lane, just gonna right-click down the Abba.
Yeah, but at the same time, look at Solo. He's just running at them, and they can't really turn on him because once he gets low enough, he just miscoil denies himself.
It got a lot better as soon as he got his first level of shield, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
But level 1, Curse of Avernus, it felt pretty easy to beat him back 2-on-1. The Morphling doesn't actually help you in the lane.
Hanskin almost dying to that explosion of the miscoil and a Photic shield. Apparently, he's going to try and stick it out and wait for the 5-minute shrines with the bounty runes coming up as well. He's needed to control it. Virtus.pro hoping to be able to get some revenge for the lost bounty at the start of the game. They're going to try and get 2 at the top lane at the same time. Save and Resolution should secure it against Vada. Even if it comes at the cost of some Shadow Poison stacks.
In mid lane, it is actually the Queen of Pain who is doing real well for himself. 22-12 against the 20-9 of the OD.
That's definitely a few more denies than I expected, because usually OD is the one who's getting more denies because of Astral Imprisonment.
It's maybe going to force Limp back all the way, as no one, and once again, this guy, I mean, he is Mr. Consistent. Despite VP maybe not looking world-class quite yet in the qualifiers and at this tournament, and he almost always seems to come out on top of him.
Gonna be able to burst him down. Epileptic Kid is morphing into strength. The skewer damage was enough. A good read by Alliance. The tips start coming in, hoping to be able to tilt the young tryout for Virtus.pro.
It's a nice early kill on him. Slows down his timing quite a bit because NicoBaby is, even though he's lost his support twice, his actual farm hasn't been slowed down too much at all.
Gotta be careful of that Bloodseeker too. I'm sure Resolution wasn't too happy with the Morphling getting low like that. Limp just gonna play the full jungle with the 3 levels of Shadow Strike. The Queen of Pain is incredibly hard to lane against. So better to just forfeit the lane for now.
Pretty curious that she's not going for more levels of the Scream. But I guess as soon as Limp decides to use his Astral Imprisonment to farm it all, it just ruins you. And Limp is maybe going to be in a position where he has to pop both shrines.
Yeah.
Never mind, he just uses Salve instead, and he's going to walk towards mid. But this has been a long time where he's been missing from the lane. He's just getting less overall. He's using a lot more for regen. So when we compare the net worths, I mean, even though the CS looks quite close, no one is almost 1,000 net worth ahead already. In fact, he just crossed that mark.
I have to say, I'm rather impressed how strong this Earthshaker Rubik has managed to hold down, because the Morphling and the Abaddon, especially with the Abaddon always denying himself, they have been low a lot, but this Earthshaker has managed to stand toe-to-toe against the Bloodseeker, and they are going to try and rotate in. Jumping forward,
on the other side,
will manage to get the Shadow Strike with the Sonic Wave to be able to finish him off. There goes the carry of Alliance. Great rotation. Meanwhile, bottom lane, nice impale from Hanskin. Managed to hit the 2. Solo, actually, Solo's still gonna go for it here. Another round of disables, actually managed to skewer him back into the tower. And Solo's still willing to ban fight 33. He doesn't have an escape mechanism anymore. He's saying he's gonna try and go for the deny and the kill at the same time underneath the tower. Beautifully played by the Captain Solo.
Really like that rotation though, from no one up to top lane, and it's not like Limp was able to abuse that time anyways because he's jungling.
Yeah.
Just about to hit his level 7. No one on the other side of things just hit his level 8. He's a full level ahead. He's got so much more farm. He was able to slow down NicoBaby. This is a great start for his individual game.
And they might be able to go for a kill again, because he's got 3 levels of Aftershock, and once he hits level 6, that's a lot of burst damage.
Yeah. And that's why I'd like to see NicoBaby just go to the jungle right now.
Yeah.
I know you're loath to give up the lane, especially against an Earthshaker, but you've got to be careful here. And that's why he is indeed just going to go into the jungle for the time being. Be safe. You don't see the Queen of Pain on the map. She's got a DD rune. They're
actually going to smoke up and return to this top lane. So NicoBaby's saying, no, I gotta stay in lane, but you guys should come over and gank them since we know they want to pressure this Bloodseeker. Let's try and make a good fight happen, especially around this 10-minute bounty rune spawning time. They're going to try and get some high ground vision first before they wrap around behind these heroes, leading off with the Rupture on a Resolution. The TP's coming in from the Abandon. If he can get there in time, he might be able to save Resolution, and he does indeed. An Aphotic Shield is enough to chase back Alliance. Disruption into a TP out. They have no disables to stop him. So a very clean retreat from Alliance. Forced a lot of rotations. Hanskin. Maybe he's still going to get caught by Save. He's going to be tossed back into no one here. The Shadow Strike's going to be laid out, but the Blood Right is preventing no one from going in, but he blinks back in with his double damage to be able to finish off that hero. Nico Baby cannot actually get the kill on Save because of Solo's heals. It's just too much. And Epileptic Kid, he'll be able to get 2 bounty runes at bottom, and VP got the other 2 at top. That is a big win, even if it wasn't a whole lot of kills.
Just the way that they moved around the map, Lim might actually die here.
No one still has his double damage, and with the haste rune he picked up, tried to take advantage of the Astral Imprisonment on cooldown. But as such, it just turns into a little bit of a poke.
That move overall, though, for VP is fine because they didn't have to rotate their carryover, and it's not like no one is missing a beat in the CS department or anything like that. He's 600 gold ahead of anybody. I really like the move that they made to try to protect Rezo's game too. He's almost level 7 with only 1,000 away from his Blink Dagger. I mean, they've really helped recover his game. And they've got to do something about this bottom lane. I'd like to see this Lion use this first finger to try to set up on the Morph, and Epileptic Kid actually reads this, sees the 2 cores at bottom. He's going to make his way towards top. And if they can continue to dominate this mid lane, take top tower, and just give him that jungle space to farm through, they're going to be in a really nice position. Rezo will have his blink soon, so he can claim that bottom side of the map with the rest of his team.
This is the perfect opportunity for you to start leaving your lane and going jungling too, because Morph has the heavy stats as well as the Orb and Mass, so he'll be able to sustain through the jungle, hopefully not being too low for Nico Baby's Bloodseeker to build thirst stacks up of. Fana actually is smoked. I'm not sure if he's smoked by himself, trying to get some vision down, or maybe start off an initiation for some TP rotations. The Lion is going to be coming in. Does have a lot of stacks with the Soul Catcher and the Finger. They actually feel like he's not low enough. Hanskin coming back in, now throws out the Finger, but indeed it wasn't enough burst damage. Sonic Wave actually pushing Hanskin back, allowing Resolution to survive, especially with the help of the Captain Solo, providing those extra heals. And now Hanskin hiding away in the trees, hoping that no one won't be able to find him. He blinks forward and just a 4th level of Scream of Pain. He's able to seal the deal. 7-2, Virtus.pro off to a very early lead.
And this is not the Virtus.pro that we saw yesterday. They're making smart, disciplined moves. They're baiting heroes. They're being very aggressive on the map with their TPs. No one is... it feels like he's everywhere on the map at once. He's pushing in the mid lane. Suddenly he's top. 3 different times now. And Alliance, they've got to get a ward in their own jungle if they want to stay in this area.
Yeah, for pretty much the entire series of yesterday, VP was playing like very passive and just said, you know, hey, we have better late game. They would group up a lot, playing jungle. Here, they're aggressively making moves. Do you think this is a play specifically against Alliance or just an adjustment they've made mid-turn?
I think this is just for Alliance. I think playstyle-wise, Solo's going to pop his ulti.
Slow down, and Hanskin is going to get here for the disables, so they may actually be able to kill Solo here. They have 3 Shadow Poison stacks. It's going to be a lot of damage. It should be enough. It is a 5 position.
I think they don't want to play a game where, again, it's the same thing as when you play Mag against Alk lineups. You don't want Nico Baby to just have all this farm, all this space, empower him repeatedly, allow him to farm out his jungle, get really far ahead. You can get aggressive on the map like this because you know that you're effectively playing 3-on-5. The Mag is falling around the Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker doesn't really want to be anywhere except for farming.
See that replay again. Resolution. Just almost being able to burst him down. If they had been able to activate the Shadow Poison stacks, it would have been fine, but...
And they've got the smoke going. They don't have Echo yet, but they just picked up this Blink Dagger on this Earthshaker. And I really like that they're going back into the jungle. They can't really quite get into the triangle area yet, but this is the next best thing. Nico Baby
Power
moving
solo
down.
too. If they could just get one pick off, it'd be pretty easy to finish it off. But the stun, Impale, nice turnaround. But it's turned by Save, who actually managed to get the two-man stun with the Shadow Demon so low. But the Rupture laid out onto Resolution. Won't be able to get away too far. 33 could try and skewer him, but with all those heals, the tanky Earthshaker with Treads and a Bracer has 1500 HP, and then you add in a bad enough Photic Shield and Mist Coils. These heroes are just, they have far too much sustain. And Alliance.
Oh, they missed out on the combo. But they do take the mid tower, and they're gonna force all 5 heroes to the right side of the map and the triangle, which is ideal. That means anytime you make a smoke play, you know exactly where to go. And it's helped by the fact that you've taken this mid tower, so you can place these wards really aggressively, and it's hard for Alliance to do anything about it. But no one right now is currently farming under vision, but they're just gonna secure a few more levels for Resolution, which I think is the right idea. He is actually pretty underleveled because he's been walking around with his team for so long. But he does have 2 smokes on him. I could see him plus like both supports rotate to this triangle area and try to get a ward down over here at any point.
Trying to invade the dire side triangle. And that would be really the last bastion that of real estate Alliance currently hold when it comes to farming otherwise.
Yeah, they're doing okay though because Nico Baby hasn't been caught out.
Yeah.
And anytime you're not taking a team fight against this Mag, who's got 4 points in Empower, and you turn it into a farm fest, which it has been for the last 3 or 4 minutes, it's going to favor Alliance quite a bit.
Yeah, so while it feels like Virtus.pro is just all they're doing is winning, Alliance is getting the prerequisite amount of farm required for them to be able to have a stronger mid game. What is that item timer we're looking at? It's just the double BKBs, one on OD, one on Bloodseeker, then Alliance is going to be fully ready to go?
Yeah, because they actually don't really do too much to the BKBs on the side of Alliance.
Yeah.
They're going to smoke, but that was instantly
He's gonna
spotted,
play
I
on
think,
top
by
of the
that ward.
shrine. He's going to lead off with a disruption. The Abaddon is going to silence himself as a result. Really good way to be able to counter this hero and forced out the borrowed time as well. Still keeping him slowed down with the
Fisher's actually hurt him so much.
Yeah, he's totally blocked in, and they're just going to leave their captain behind. Limp comes in to try and collect the kill. 7-4 now. It's Alliance showing that it's not so easy for Virtus.pro just to invade these high ground areas.
Yeah, and look at the pings right now. Save and Solo know that there was a ward there. They were spotted the entire time. And this is probably going to be, the next 10 minutes are going to be so crucial for Alliance. If you just give them space to farm, that's exactly what Nico Baby wants. Just get your BKB. Don't lose any more towers. Don't give up any freebies. So I would imagine that Alliance's support duo should play together at this point.
Shadow Demon Lion is a pretty potent duo by itself. Ever since the newer Soul Catcher, just making people very low and then allowing the Finger of Death to finish off the kill. But instead, Fada's going to be playing mid while Hanskin and 33 play behind Nico Baby. He's been doing such a great job farming, and he is closing in on that BKB. They really want to make sure he does not get caught out by a rotation from VP. Jump in, Fisher. Just a little bit of a prod and poke there from Resolution. It forces 2 TPs out from Alliance, only one of which is completed. Solo is going to be caught by the disruption once again and silence. Those illusions, that disruption, such a good counter to the Abaddon. But in the end, they can't really overly commit to a hero like that with his borrowed time. They know they don't really own that area around the river. Alliance, they can just only really play on the high grounds of their dire triangle jungle, as well as the Radiant side of the jungle that they're currently farming up on with Nico Baby.
Yeah, and the top tower is going to be taken, but you're giving so much space to this Bloodseeker. Alliance is relying on Nico Baby in this game.
They should lead off. They're going to be able to get the chain stun onto Hanskin and Echo Slam just to make sure he doesn't have an opportunity to get any hexes off. A fast kill and protects their tier 2 tower.
I like this move by No One. He stayed in this bottom side. He didn't just blink up immediately, so he's going to get another free pickoff here as a result of his patience. He's going to last hit that with his Aftershock, but that was just nice by No One. He had an Invisor, he blinks downwards so that nobody sees him. That was such a cool move by him.
Definitely knows that Alliance is trying to min-max everything right now. They probably assumed, especially with the Echo Slam being used, oh, it was just a solo Earthshaker. we can still play down here. But no one catches them out, forces Alliance back. And might just be able to get another pick on Hanskin. They're just kind of running forward. They're going to cut through into the jungle area, but that would be kind of a bad move. They don't have everybody right now. Alliance could sandwich them. 33 does have the pipe. Another big team fight upgrade for them. They're just waiting on those BKBs and just need another 1,400 gold on the OD. He'll have his. The BKB is already up for Nico Baby. Plus the level 15, that's going to be a huge boost in survivability for this hero.
275 health is so much. But they just continue to protect this space. I really like what Alliance are doing.
I think Virtus.pro is giving up like a little bit too much control, that they're just relaxing too much.
It's hard because what's happening right now is the reason why the two supports get picked off at bottom is I said I wanted them to play together, right? But you also just wanted so you're reacting to whatever Alliance is doing and not trying to get any sort of kills on Nico Baby. This might be a 4-on-5 rezo. He spots them coming up. There's a haste rune in this bottom lane too, but Fada's going to pick that. And I think this will just signal a full retreat. They should just get out.
Yeah, especially since they know the bounty runes at top still haven't been taken. So Resolution wants to go collect that, and it's going to be Solo who will be the sacrifice. Limp's going to be able to run him down, gets the Astral Imprisonment, stop that borrowed
Solo.
time. Yeah, he's just going to be the sacrificial 5 for the most part, but that is exactly what he kind of needs to do in this situation, right? He's giving away his life so everybody else can get more farm, more objectives, more bounties. Still, though, the lead really hasn't grown that much. It's just been sitting in that 3 to 4K area net worth lead for Virtus.pro.
And they're putting so much on Nico Baby right now. Like, if you look at Limp's farm, only at 7,700.
Yep.
The other two cores on the side of Alliance are about to break 10K. They might even hurt that a little bit more.
Here's the Morphling combo, the double Fisher. They're going to be able to get the fast kill onto Limp, the first smoke rotation. And now Virtus.pro, you know they're going to be kicking things up a notch. They're going to be playing really fast now that they have this timing of the Aghanim Scepters. Jump forward from Epileptic Kid to quickly kill Hanskin. Now they're going to just freely invade the jungle, knowing that with only 3 heroes alive, Alliance has no chance of fighting them. And Nico Baby forced to use his BKB, but he doesn't have a teleport. He doesn't have a TP scroll. And Epileptic Kid, he now sees that, and they can continue to chase down this carry. Fisher, as he runs out perfectly, locked in. Another Fisher. There is going to be the disruption, buying a little bit of time for the Echo Slam, trying to lay out. Misses both heroes really with the stun, but it doesn't matter a damn bit because Alliance, they are completely routed by Virtus.pro. There was no opportunity for them to fight back with just 2 heroes alive like that.
And that's pretty big, not having a TP in that position.
Questionable move there from Nico Baby. We don't see too many mistakes like that from him.
Especially when you know that VP are running this way. Like, I feel like this is full retreat mode. Just get away from this side of the map. You know that there's so much gap closing on VP's team. Like, the Lion dying here, okay. But losing more heroes on top of that,
that's just kind of unacceptable, and it kind of kills your game. And now they're going to lose Hanskin as well in the mid lane. It is so tough to play against this much mobility and catch between Earthshaker and the Morphling. The Blink Yules for Resolution. He's always going to be on map thanks to all that mana regen. Alliance still don't have their timing. They're just about to pick up the BKB for Limp. Maybe they can finally fight, but then you kind of want 33's Blink Dagger. You don't really have the greatest point of initiation this deep into the mid game. When you compare it to this Earthshaker and Morphling jumping in on you, you don't have the same kind of power. You need that sort of Blink AoE disable.
but he's sacrificing so much space for the rest of his carries.
Yeah.
That it's not that easy for him to pick up the rest of this gold. In fact, he's going to be the one to farm at the triangle.
That is something that I think is a little underrated, is making sure that while yes, you want to prop up your carries and such, you want to make sure you still reach all of your item timings around the same point. And the fact that they have both their BKBs but still have to wait out the Blink Dagger may allow VP to get one more good team fight under their belt.
I think what's going to end up happening here is that Alliance, as soon as they hit this double BKB timing in the Blink, just smoke up, try to take a fight, and you'll reset the game because you'll likely take Roche here. This is the scariest part of the game right now, and VP are going to get scanned out, actually. Hold this high ground area, pick your Alliance.
playing inside the river with this smoke. A little bit precarious just because you're giving up so much high ground, and they're not even grouped up very much. No one playing bottom lane with Epileptic Kid. They're just
Solo's getting away with murder
lanes
right now. He actually pushed in mid so hard, and they weren't able to do anything about it. He just blatantly de-wards in front of them, even brings a courier in. No one is nowhere to be spotted. I think he's going to show himself bottom and hope that Alliance maybe only pokes 2 heroes out here. Is the idea anyways, and he's close enough that he can connect, and they still have the mid tower. This is why the mid tower is so important. You can make these really aggressive moves and instantly fortify.
Yeah, especially with mobile heroes like Morphling, you know, just TPing into the mid tower, 3 seconds to get there, and then with his kind of mobility, he'll be on top of it. Alliance pretty quickly. So Alliance just don't feel comfortable making any moves towards mid, but I think VP's kind of okay with this downtime because they know that Alliance is strong right now, and if they can get a Linkens onto Epileptic Kid, then they'll have a really big window. It'll be tough. Like, the Rupture is supposed to be the way to counter this Morphling who turns into an Earthshaker and has so much mobility, but with the Linkens, Alliance is going to be hard-pressed to be able to eat through that.
Plus, they have the Aphotic Shield. They have a lot of follow-up for him, too. The only thing is their damage through BKB isn't the best, and that's why Alliance, they should look to get pretty aggressive here, and indeed they are. They're funneling 5 heroes towards mid, but it's just so hard for them to take a fight. It really just comes down to, like, Nico Baby has to run at people and hope they stick around so that the Mag can get the follow-up RP after that. RP as a spell is so interesting just because you often want to counter-initiate with it. Like, that's the best opportunity for it. It's sort of like Epicenter in that regard. Like, you're never going to get like a 5-man epi just for the hell of it. Somebody in your team has to kind of run in and force the fight around himself.
When everybody's like, there's no fight happening yet, and everyone's just like either pushing a tower or farming up creeps, it's easy to maintain some space discipline. You know, stay a little bit spread out, make sure you don't get caught. But once the fight actually starts, Epileptic Kid trying to get on top of Fada here. Resolution will be the one to lead off with a Fissure as Epileptic Kid backs off.
By the way, 33 didn't end up going for the Blink Dagger.
Really?
Decided to go for the Vlads instead.
Okay.
And they're going to find Solo out here by his lonesome.
Solo just trying to get to that Invis rune. We'll be able to grab it. But he's still almost spotted. He actually just took enough damage that Nico Baby can get him. Disruption save there from Save himself, but Solo's still going to be bursted down by a long-range Finger of Death. Collect that damage. It was a level 1 Finger of Death, though.
That's also his first stack.
Yeah.
That shows you how far behind Alliance felt like they were. They weren't even willing to take any sort of smoke plays with their line. Oftentimes that's what you see to try to build up those early stacks and make him dangerous. Get him that level 12 early on so that the cooldown gets cut by so much.
Yeah, he's gonna need another 2 minutes before he has that ultimate again.
Top lane, Fada was trying to set up. You could see with the disruption, but no one still continues to read this game really well. 5-0 and 3, hasn't died.
Yeah, that's quite incredible. So we're gonna see Solo getting picked off again. Just that little bit of damage is what got him below the threshold, that 25% that allows the Bloodseeker to actually gain vision of you. See it in slow motion. Oof. It's been a little bit of a sleeper game, Blitz. I feel like both these teams are just kind of reading each other pretty well. I feel like it's a little bit more to Virtus.pro's advantage, as they're going to be able to find 33 with the Orchid. Not much he can do about this. The pipe makes him tanky, the Vlad helps, but silence just allows Epileptic Kid to beat on him the entire time. And with that Linkens he now has, his level 20 talent coming in as well, they should just be able to keep running at Alliance.
I'd sort of like them to go for a Roshan as well.
Yeah.
Oh, follow up.
Easy pick off on Fada. Getting rid of this save is going to be so important. The disruption can do a lot to be able to buy time for these heroes. Nico Baby does manage to get the Rupture onto Solo, so that means Epileptic Kid, he's free to move around as much as he wants. Yeah, this would be a perfect opportunity. You still have 35 seconds on Fada's Shadow Demon, and then you have the Rupture on cooldown for another 45 seconds.
And that's why the immediate buyback from Fada.
They don't even have vision of the pit. They don't know that Virtus.pro wasn't even going inside the pit just yet, but they felt the same.
They should just smoke and go for it. Yeah. smoke, try to head towards that Roshan area, and if not, so the hard part about still having the mid tower, if I could just
Save, look at save. Is he gonna do this? Oh, the smoke's not popped. Oh, okay. Well, Hanskin might have just revealed himself.
So if you, normally what ends up happening is instead of coming this way, you'd ideally like to go all the way around and through, but because that mid tower's there, that move's impossible.
Yeah.
So instead, they sort of have to just smoke into their own jungle and play a staring contest.
Just
So
wait for Virtus.pro to go into the high ground.
It's similar to what NIP did against VP yesterday, right? When they caught Epileptic Kid farming in the jungle. They went all the way around through here. But that move for Dire is only really possible in one direction. Like, it's much easier to come in from the bottom than it is from that top side, just because you assume that they have ward vision here.
Hanskin playing inside the trees, seeing if he can break a potential smoke. But Virtus.pro, they really haven't been too hard pressed. Like, every single time they get a big item timing, you know, they really go for it. They really force fights, but they just kind of chill out. It's a
DD rune at bottom.
bold sense of confidence coming from VP.
Yeah, I mean, where was this VP yesterday? Maybe it was just a stylistic thing?
Yeah,
Because
could be.
neither side was really willing to fight ever.
Remember, we were casting that game where Epileptic Kid, game 2, after he had to play against this combo, he got the opportunity to play the Morphling. It did not go so well for him, so maybe he's just really enjoying his time being this very powerful hero on the map. He's now got the cooldown reduction, so even more enchant totems as he moves around. BKB is coming up soon for him as well. And a nice double damage rune. Epileptic Kid, he's willing to TP in for that one. And a good opportunity.
That's a full Lincolns now for this Queen of Pain. They're so strong. I'd actually like him to just go in. If he hits this Roche, you're essentially daring them. Like, either you fight our DD Morph, or he's going to take this Roche on really quickly.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to think Alliance have called it quits on Roche for a while now. They tried to play that high ground area. They didn't get to keep any of their vision around that.
It's going to be so rough for them. He's going to have BKB for this next engagement, and they can just go high ground with this.
They're going to need some incredible initiation.
Yeah, the RP has to be sick.
I think almost everything has to be on point, right? You need like disruption on the Abaddon to make sure he can't just borrow time off a disable and a Photic Shield to save somebody. You got to make sure that Hanskin's able to get, you know, the Earthshaker or the Morphling. He's got to disable one of those counter initiators on VP.
And they still have their mid tower.
Oh, just a full jump in from Epileptic Kid as he pops his BKB and challenges Limp. Underneath his shrine, though, that is going to be a little bit problematic. They are able to get the silence onto 33 with the Sonic Wave, almost bursting him down. The imprisonment might just be able to save this Magnus for a moment, but he comes back in, skewer out, Morphling on the other side of the cliff.
Gonna want
it doesn't matter.
chase.
Now he's got another Fisher. He's going to try and jump forward and block off some of these heroes. And Nico Baby's going to try and challenge it, but there's not much he can do. The damage, it is just nothing compared to all of these tanky heroes. So the support crew of Alliance will all fall. Nico Baby's the only one who's going to be able to get back. They do have 3 different buybacks available, but this is looking like VP is just going to run over the base of Alliance.
And this is twice now that I've seen Alliance try to play this slower style where they give 33 this mag and they just sit back and farm. This is not the kind of playstyle that I like seeing from them. A lot more aggression I feel like would serve them better, because VP sort of just got to do whatever they wanted this entire game.
It did seem like they really wanted to wait for their BKB timings, but then the game just became too slow as a result. VP took full advantage.
They had both their BKBs and they still weren't willing to fight. That usually tells you something.
Yeah.
And the decision of the Magnus not to go for the Blink Dagger when they suffer from so many initiation problems to begin with feels like a little bit of a mistake to me, because I mean, 33 feels invisible in this game right now. He's not having that same impact as Rezo, who just gets to jump forward, has a lot of items built up now, almost level 18.
We also said this last time about 33 Magnus, right? It's just like, it's not really the hero you want to see 33 on.
Yeah, I want to see him be a
playmaking
boss.
offlaner. He had a boss season last year.
I'd like him to just run at people, and this isn't really that same style. This is, I'm going to empower you. I guess we're going to lose that mid-game timing window. And that's where Alliance throughout the season has looked so good. Their mid-game is maybe the best right now, aside from TNC.
The Fearless Warder, he's gonna run smoke into smoke, and that is just not an initiation point. On the right-hand side, Epileptic Kid has already killed Fada. BKB activated by Limp is gonna try and imprison out, but Epileptic Kid is just demolishing the supports, and now he can focus on the carries. Nico Baby's BKB's gonna run out sometime soon. 33's already dead. Nico Baby can't run fast enough. There's just not too many low heroes on the side of VP. It's really only Solo, and now with so many buybacks coming in, this is gonna be the last stand from Alliance. They have to be able to save Limp, but they're not able to. He does have a buyback. 33 tries to go for the RP, but no one was around. And this is just the end. Alliance have been thoroughly stumped by Virtus.pro. A dominant Game 1 victory.
Wow, that was a thrashing. I'd have to watch the replay, but I'm pretty sure they didn't get a single opportunity